Tekken is a long-time running franchise, and with that brings a loyal fan base who have deep running connections with the characters in the game. Tekken isn't easy, so when you decide to play Tekken, you've submitted to playing hundreds of hours with your chosen character. You learn the ins and outs, how they move, how they fight the other characters in the game, answering the hypothetical question of who would win in a fight between Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. You can do that in Tekken, which is why when a character doesn't return in a new game, it can be like losing your identity in the game altogether. Season 2 for Tekken brought us 2 legacy characters which were sorely missed, and with 3 slots left, everyone and their grandmothers has an opinion of who will be returning to the game. So in this video, I'd like to focus on the characters that in all honesty are super unlikely to come back, giving shine to characters we missed from the past and likely won't ever get to play again until the next Tekken Tag tournament game. Let's do it.
Baek Doo San,
the original Taekwondo master. First making his appearance in Tekken 2, he was the first character I ever mastered a 10-hit combo for. I thought I was the best. I thought I had unlocked a secret my friends could never block or beat. How wrong I was, but Baek was so cool. He became more of a fleshed out character after Tekken 5 and Tekken 6, with more mix-ups and cancels different to harangues. Baek seemingly dies in his Tekken 6 ending and he hasn't been heard of since. I miss Baek.
you win. Wang Jinrei,
Remember that sick old dude in literally every kung fu movie ever? Never the main character, but during the movie someone learns that you definitely do not want to mess with that guy. That's Wang to me. Sure, he looks old and feeble, but his moveset was so interesting. Most notably, a parry that could turn any mid or high into a launch. Wang has been super old in every game. His reason for being in a tournament is gone, and he himself seemingly dying in his ending too. Wang is in all likelihood gone, but man would Wang be a cool addition to the roster. Guess I'll have to wait till Tekken Tag 3.
Angel, Devil.
Tekken 2 officially began the Devil Gene storyline we have now, and as we all know, Kazuya is possessed with the cursed Devil Gene, an angel who is seemingly fighting Devil almost like a light versus dark metaphor in video game form. Angel was never seen again in a mainline Tekken game, and Devil only appears now as a result of Kazuya's rage art. Move list wise, they differed very little from Kazuya, leaving very little reason for them ever to appear again as their own characters in the future.
Go easy on me.
Christy Montero,
Christy, first making her appearance in Tekken 4, has and will always be an Eddie clone. The Kuma Panda argument could always be brought up here, but I think dealing with another capo and having to pay for a clone character would upset more than it would appease. Other than being a recognizable character a lot of people love, I don't really see many reasons for her to return. Sorry, Christy.
Good night.
Forrest Law,
In my opinion, the only clone worthy of a comeback, Tekken 3 brought a slew of fighting game players to the series, and those players most likely are more familiar with Forrest Law than they are with Martial Law. Forrest is Martial Law's son and could be an homage to Bruce and his son Brandon. Although he's not a 100% clone of Martial, they've never been in a mainline game together because Martial kind of makes his son obsolete. Personally, I'd love to see Forrest in a future game, but for now, Forrest needs to work on stepping out of the shadow of his father.
Kunimitsu, Michelle Chang,
Kunimitsu nor Michelle Chang have appeared in a mainline game of the franchise since Tekken 2. Michelle was made completely obsolete by her daughter Julia, and Kunimitsu just seemingly straight up vanished. But her story just came to an end. After Tekken 2, she just didn't seem to fit anymore. These two are the forgotten characters of Tekken, expected to just fade into obscurity without ever being questioned. It's rumored Kunimitsu is in fact dead, and Julia talks more about nature and trees than the whereabouts of her own mother. So I honestly do believe we've seen the last of these two characters in a Tekken franchise. Which is a bit of a shame for Kunimitsu. Julia technically represents Michelle, but Kunimitsu was slightly different from Yoshimitsu. She had more of a ninja feel about her. And with Yoshimitsu getting multiple representations in Soul Calibur and Tekken, it would have been kinda nice to see Kuni get some shine in Tekken. But we all know that's not gonna happen. Peace out, Kuni. You will be missed.
Alex, Roger Jr.
Wherever these three are, I'd wish they'd taken Kuma and Panda with them. These days, comic relief comes in the form of Lucky Chloe and the bears, but back in the day, it was a dinosaur and a flipping kangaroo. I don't care who you are, nobody wanted to lose to these two. Talk about feels bad, man, before it was even a thing. Their style took a lot from King with the added mix of using their tails as a weapon. Man, I hated these guys, and I don't miss them, but homage has to be paid to the original trolls of Tekken. Please don't come back.
Dr. Bosconovitch.
Speaking of trolls, pretty sure that the reason none of my friends from the Tekken 3 days play Tekken now is because I used to beat them with this guy. Dr. B was the cheapest character, always on the ground, spitting poisonous gas at you, everything you needed to infuriate your opponents. I wouldn't expect him back in playable form, but with so many links to active characters, I'd expect to see him referenced to in some form or fashion.
Gun.
Gon. Who can ever forget this little guy? Originally a special unlockable character in Tekken 3, he shares the spot with Dr. B as just the most annoying character to fight ever. He was so small, he went under most of the move list just standing there. Gon is not around because he's a licensed character and absolutely not coming back to Tekken. But if I had to pick between this guy and Alex, I'd choose this dinosaur for sure.
Ogre. Jinpachi Mishima.
Bosses have a habit of disappearing after their main game simply because someone defeats the ultimate evil, but Ogre and Jinpachi should definitely not be forgotten as kick-ass bosses for the series either. Ogre had a mismatch of characters' moves. As a kid, my friends would make up stories that Ogre killed and ate Jun, Lee, Baek, and others, and that's why they're not in Tekken 3, and that's why he had their moves. Made sense to me as a kid. Ogre looks imposing, standing taller than everyone on the roster, which makes him stand out, and being the first supernatural boss from the series without a human form. Jinpachi took supernatural and cheap to a whole other level, moonwalking out of your reach and blasting you with unblockable moves. Sidestepping fireballs wasn't a common concept back in Tekken 5. Something we have to do these days for a variety of characters, but if you didn't do it versus Jinpachi, expect a fireball to your face taking a chunk of your life. I hated Jinpachi, but I have to admit, as a final boss, he was pretty damn awesome. Now, rest in peace, you cheat bastard.
Miharu Hirano. Unknown. Mokuji. Raven. Combat.
So there you have it, a bunch of characters we love and hate from the series who, in my honest opinion, have a very slim chance of returning to the series anytime soon. Everyone I haven't mentioned, I think they have a fairly decent shot of making it into Season 2, but who knows, there's only 3 slots. Do you agree with this list? Do you think Gon is coming back for Season 2? Please write down in the comments below who you really want to see for Tekken 7 Season 2. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and following for more videos on gaming and the FGC. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Baek seemingly dies. Baek seems... I can't speak today. This sucks.